Have you ever felt so discouraged that you felt like you were all alone? That you didn't feel like you had people actually in your corner that actually say they're in your corner? These are the moments that the Lord is closest to you. And just because we feel that about people doesn't always mean it's true. I will tell you this though, is that in those moments that you're all alone, or you feel like people have abandoned you, or you feel like they're not quite, how can I say it, keeping up to their word, just remember, people are people. People are not our enemies. We don't wrestle against flesh and blood. We wrestle against principalities and powers. Constantly, the Lord was telling people to forgive them, for they know not what they do. People are they don't know what they do. People don't mistreat you just because they want to mistreat you. People don't abuse you or take advantage of you just because they want to. They just don't know. So the number one thing that we have to understand is, as we move forward in our walk with the Lord, is that we have to learn how to encourage ourselves when no one else will. What sets apart a world changer from someone who's just average is the ability to encourage yourself in the Lord when no one else will encourage you. There's so many people out there that are fighting battles. Many of us don't even know what they are. But I challenge you today, when you're feeling down, or when you're feeling alone, or when you're feeling taken advantage of, remember, feelings are feelings. They're not always true. They just are. Just because you feel something doesn't mean it's actually true. But even in the feelings, we are still called to turn to Jesus. We read in the book of Samuel how David encouraged himself in the Lord. The way we encourage ourselves is, number one, is to remember what he has done for us. Number two is to take that inventory and then declare it. Lord, I remember what you have done for me. I remember how you brought me out, and you start speaking it. When you start going back and remembering the testimony of how God has been faithful in your life, what it does, it gives you hope. It actually encourages you. And then you transition from the remembrance into adoration. Lord, I thank you that you are so full of goodness. I thank you for your goodness. And then you just extol him in his righteousness and know who he is. He's God. He's omnipotent. There's no one above him. He created all. So when God creates all, he also knows all. He knew your problem. He knew my problem before it ever existed. He knew all of the things that we would face. He knew everything that we would feel. And he knew the process that he would have to take us through to get us to the point of where he wants us to be. Many are the plans of a man's heart, but it's the Lord's purpose that will prevail. Today, make a decision to encourage yourself. Take inventory of what God has brought you out of, and stop looking at people in a way that you're always feeling like you're a victim. People are people. Forgive them, for they don't know what they do. Even your enemies are blessings from the Lord for us, because the purpose of an enemy is always to take us higher in God. In Psalm 110, the Bible says, the Lord said to my Lord, sit at my right hand until I make your enemies a footstool. The purpose of a footstool is not to rest, but the purpose of a footstool is to elevate. You step on that, You go up higher when you understand the ways of God. You're blessed when you face an enemy and you pray for them and you love them and you encourage yourself even when no one else will. Be encouraged today. Go to God in prayer and let Him love on you. You're going to make it through. He's got you. He sees you. He has a good plan and He has a good purpose for you. All right? God bless you.